Hi all, welcome to pantech eLearning. Thank you for watching our video. If you like this video, kindly click on the like button and share the video to your friends. Don't forget to subscribe our channel. Particular kind of system, it is nothing but known as the IoT, known as Internet of Things. So to work any kind of software oriented functions or communications, we require a basic hardware. So that particular basic hardware is known as the embedded system. So this embedded system is commonly said as combination of hardware and software. So whenever we just work regarding towards this hardware and software, we have to get some knowledge in both the type of sections. Because when we go for an industrial oriented purpose, definitely there will be some sort of problems regarding if you don't know the hardware, then how we will work in the software. So without knowing the software part, how we will work in the hardware. So this particular embedded system is commonly a thing. Based on that, we have to know both the sides, the hardware as well as the software. Both has the equal weightage. So whenever we go for the hardware, we have to know what is its GPIO open, what are the configurations of hardware like RAM, ROM, and what is the architecture of the particular hardware. So which pin is used to connect which port, or what is the particular function of this particular pin, or how we will be able to connect multiple kinds of analog digital conversion. So this and all completely known as the some sort of application regarding towards the embedded system. Okay, so embedded, it is nothing but combining both hardware and software. So the software will be respective according to the hardware. So what are the hardwares available? Like 8051, Kale. We can also use Kale Microvision 3 and Microvision 5. And at the same time, we can also go for ARM7. That is also used by Kale Microvision 3. And at the same time, if we go for PIC, you will be using MPLAB. If you are going for AVR, then Kale Vision 4, you will be using it over there. And this and all some of the microcontrollers whichever we see from during the starting period of some engineering practices. Then whenever we go for some upgraded level, nowadays the computer itself became a pocket computer known as our smartphone. So for the same size of the smartphone or the size of a credit card, we have a device with us. So that is only known as the Raspberry Pi. Okay, so this will be completely known as the Raspberry Pi or the other devices which will be known as the embedded system. Okay, so we will be completely working with the help of this particular system, and these and all the support systems which have equal functions of this particular Raspberry Pi, except one or two like NodeMCU, Arduino and Arduino BLE, because those are purely controllers, whereas the rest of them will be acting as a processors also, which is similar to our system. So now what is the difference between our system as well as this particular Raspberry Pi? So the main difference is nothing but it doesn't have any of the GPIO pins. Okay, so the system whatever we use doesn't have any of the GPIO pins. So whenever we go for the GPIO pins, what is the use? To connect any of the sensors, to connect any of the interfaces like motor, relay, or to we will be able to work with some kind of protocols. We can say that I2C protocol, then SPI protocol. So like this kind of hardwares and all can be interfaced over there. But if we go for the system processor, we don't have that particular option itself. But what is the some similarities while compared to the Raspberry Pi and our system? So it both runs only based on the software. We can do all kinds of applications whatever we are performing in our system. There may be some problems regarding towards hardware configuration. So according to that particular hardware configuration only, we have to use that. Like our system may be working with 8 GB RAM or high-end processors, but this particular Raspberry Pi doesn't have that much kind of RAM or that much kind of processing speed and all. So according to that, we have to shift it. Like it is very difficult to work with Windows option and all. whereas they are providing to workers with their particular softwares known as Raspbian OS, which is also a Debian Linux OS. So with the help of that Linux OS itself, we will be able to target multiple kind of applications, and multi-purpose systems can be easily created with this. Many of them will be having a doubt. What is this Arduino and what is this Kale software, or what is that particular ARM7, this kind of controller? And whenever we go for that particular controller, according to the user defined data or users prediction, not prediction, we can say it as their command. So they will be commanding to that particular controller only to work on this particular situation. For example, if the temperature is high and your fan speed has to be increased, that will be some kind of command provided by the user or the developer. So that particular time it has started to work. So the same thing only we are also going to do with the help of the Raspberry Pi. So whenever we go for this particular Raspberry Pi, other than controlling what and all we can do. So other than controlling, it is possible to work with the help of image processing. We can do with machine learning and basic level of deep learning. Okay, so there will be some limitations whenever we work in Raspberry Pi, because this Raspberry Pi doesn't have much kind of processing speed while compared to other. The RAM is also what we are using for today's session. It will be of 1 GB RAM only. Okay, but the image whatever you are seeing over here, it is Raspberry Pi 4, which contains 4 GB of RAM, and this particular has been enhanced with some speed while compared to the previous version, but still it is not possible to work in deep learning high-end applications. So if you are just planning to work the same thing with the high-end deep-end applications, you can go with another kind of devices like NVIDIA Jetson, then Pink board, SSTI. So like this kind of boards are still available. What are the main differences? Nothing but their RAM size will be different, their architecture and their particular implementations. So this particular Jetson Nano and all will be working only with the help of graphics. So Jetson Nano is a part of NVIDIA's production. So definitely it is meant for the particular kind of applications in deep learning only. So whenever we focus on that, we will be going to that particular hardware. The boards are SSTI, Pink, TYNQ, and Jetson Nano, JETSON space NANO. Because in NVIDIA, the two different boards are available. One is Jetson and another one is Jetson Nano. Similarly, many boards are there, but many of them are using only the Jetson Nano since it is costless while compared to the higher version of Jetson. So this is nothing but the different versions of Raspberry Pi. The boards are nothing but Jetson Nano, PYNQ, Pink board, and SSTI. Whereas SSTI is outdated, Pink board and Jetson Nano, they are currently using it. So here these are the different versions of Raspberry Pi. This is Raspberry Pi 3B Plus, and this is Raspberry Pi 3. So this comes with the Raspberry Pi 1. And at the same time, this particular version is known as the Raspberry Pi 0. So what are the difference between each and every versions in this? This Pi 0 works only with the help of 256 MB RAM. Okay, whereas if you go for Raspberry Pi 1, it works with 512 MB. If you go with the Raspberry Pi 3 and 3B Plus, it works with 1 GB RAM. Whereas the Wi-Fi and processing speed has been slightly varied in points. That is the only difference. If you go for Raspberry Pi 4, it has 4 GB of RAM. Okay, so based on this particular kind of changes only, the particular device is being updated. Yeah, table for comparison, we are not just prioritizing that particular previous product and this particular current product, because whenever if you go for that particular stabilization, and this product has been outdated, just I am making some difference. So what is that advantage will compare to other? Because it is not possible to purchase this Pi 0, Pi 1, Pi 2, and now after some time the Pi 3 also they will be stopping. In real gadget we are not applied any of the Raspberry Pis. Many of them are using it for a Linux development or basic image processing with the controlling development. So in some of the industries only they are using, but not as a product. The board names are Jetson Nano, Pink and SSTA. Okay. So here to install the OS we have to follow some kind of functions. First we have to download the OS from that particular website. So I will show you that particular website now. So within this Raspberry Pi OS, it is available from raspberrypi.org. This is the website. So from the downloads you can download this particular versions according to us. So don't go for noobs. Pi OS will be better. So from this we have to download our required version of OS. So both are almost same, only some changes will be there. So with the help of that particular OS, we have to flash it towards a memory card, because memory card only here plays a major role. So with the help of that particular memory card only, we will be able to work it out over there. Okay. So first you have to download, and if you have to download any of the pre-installed packages, you can visit our site pantechsolutions.net. So from that free OS is available. Raspberry Pi OS you can download and install to your Raspberry Pi. It contains all the packages regarding towards machine learning and image processing. Okay. So after downloading the OS, we have to get a software known as Balanta or Win32 Disk Imager. So with the help of that two particular kind of softwares only, we will be able to write that image file or decode that particular image file into an OS, into a memory card. Okay, memory card only is possible. No other devices is not allowed to act as a storage or booting option. So here we have to use that particular Balanta or Win32 Disk Imager. Then after that particular kind of writing the OS towards your memory card, you can just put this into this memory card slot, which is present behind the Raspberry Pi board. Then after that you can connect your booting system, like with the normal power supply of your mobile charger. Mobile charger in the sense micro USB. Who are having micro USB, you can directly connect it. Who are using that Pi 4, you can use your C-type. C-type cable is a power supply cable, and after connecting and providing the power supply to the Raspberry Pi, you will be able to see it. So here once we start that particular kind of Raspberry Pi, you will be able to see your first screen in this way. So if this is correct, your OS is start to boot. If any of them are facing problem, like the Raspberry Pi is booting often or rebooting problem is going on, either your cable or the power supply won't be stable. That is the main issue. And here 5 volt 2 amps will be enough for supply to Raspberry Pi. Yeah, that is enough. Raspberry Pi 3, for that it is 5 volt and lesser amps is more than enough. To go for 3B plus and Pi 4, at that time only.
Thank you for watching our video. If you like this video, kindly click on the like button and share the video to your friends. Don't forget to subscribe our channel.